Hello and welcome to Monday Night Raw. And we start the first episode after Money in the Bank with our champion Edge. But wait a minute! Edge has come out of the belt and Miz from behind with the chair! Smacking Edge with the chair! This was going to be Edge's celebration as champion, but the Miz with the still disrupted all plans for tonight's show. Well, what a start there! Well, we have to get on with the action, but what does that mean for the WWE title picture? Edge won the belt last night at Money in the Bank against Brock Lesnar, and the Miz has attacked him at the start of the show. But we are now here for a battle royal as Dakota Kai comes out here. This is to decide who gets to... Sorry, this is a hard one to explain. We need to determine women's tag team champions. It's our only empty belt currently. We've got a battle royal here. The winner of this battle royal will go on to the next pay-per-view, and they will get to choose their tag team partner for the pay-per-view to challenge from the side their opponents at the next pay-per-view. Which I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But here we are now as Dakota Kai's come out, and now here comes Dana Brooke. It is WrestleMania Backlash up next. Sorry, I had to have my notes in front of me. So WrestleMania Backlash up next. The women's tag team titles on the line. And we need to decide who is going to be competing for those tag team titles. We actually don't have any women's tag teams at the moment. We started afresh in this universe mode, and there was no women's tag teams here. So we have Dakota Kai, Dana Brooke. Both of those are in the Money in the Bank match last night. In the last episode of Money in the Bank, and they did not win, obviously. Out now there is Sasha Banks, who did compete for the Raw Women's title in that Fatal 4-Way with Naomi, Carmella, and the new champion, Becky Lynch, in that Fatal 4-Way. So Sasha Banks has a chance here to go for more gold, as out comes Nikki A.S.H. Now, Nikki, I believe... Yeah, I think Nikki was the one woman not pinned at all in the qualifiers for Money in the Bank. So she hasn't actually taken a pinfall yet. So she has claimed to be going for some gold, and she's got a chance here to go for the women's tag team titles. And also, the interesting second part of this is who is the winner going to choose as their partner to stand by their side and go for gold at WrestleMania Backlash. And I mentioned when we saw Sasha Banks that we had that Fatal 4-Way at Money in the Bank for the women's belt, the Raw Women's title, and Naomi was in that match. She did not win either, but she has got a chance here to compete for the women's tag team titles at Backlash. And the WWE Universe can feel the glow of Naomi. Out next is the Ace of Spades, and you can see she has it with her Miss Money in the Bank, Shayna Baszler. Now, she will have one eye on Becky Lynch and the Raw Women's title, but she has a chance here. If she can win this Battle Royal, it will be a brilliant couple of days for her, because she won Money in the Bank ladder match, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and the Women's Tag Team belts. That's what she's after. But here comes Carmella again, the third member of that Fatal 4-Way to not win. We've seen Sasha and Naomi, and Carmella will also have a chance here to go on to Backlash and compete for the women's tag team titles. She makes her way down to the ring. And last but not least, there is nobody meaner than Tamina, who's got to be a favourite for this kind of match. We hear this all the time, but the bigger the competitor, the harder to throw them out. So she has to be a real favourite for this one. And it'd be interesting to see, again, like I said, who are they going to pick to be their partner. But let's just get into the match now. Battle Royal time. 8 women. 1 tag team to be formed off the back of this. So you've got Dana and Nikki, Naomi and Tamina, Carmella and Dakota. And we've got Shayna and Sasha going at it early doors. Here it is, actually Sasha takes down Shayna Baszler. Naomi really going to work on Tamina as Dana Brooke now has Nikki A.S.H in the corner, looking to get the first elimination as Naomi keeps kicking away at Tamina, but Tamina does duck. Dana has Nikki, but Nikki fights out from the corner as we're all paired off here. This battle roll. Nikki's in the corner again. Naomi, Tamina has Naomi up, and is she going to pull Naomi over? Naomi holds on, but Tamina still have a chance with the foot. Dana has Nikki S.H. up as well. Naomi fights out. And Shayna gets rid of Dakota, and Dana eliminates Nikki S.H. almost simultaneously. We have 2 eliminations. Dakota Kai and Nikki S.H. are out. Dana Brooke and Shayna Baszler got the eliminations. We're down to 6 as Dana slams Naomi into the mat. As Tamina and Sasha now going at it, and Shayna and Carmella. 2 eliminations there though in very quick succession. Naomi keeps using these flurry of kicks. This time Dana Brooke as Shayna pounded away on Carmella. So now Sasha and Naomi fighting, and I mean this kind of thing's interesting because we know in real life Sasha and Naomi are a tag team, and maybe they'll pick each other when it comes to it. But in this match, it's everyone for themselves, and you know. Are we going to see anyone team up and maybe get some clues of tag teams to go forward? It's very hard to tell at this stage. We've seen no real teaming up as of yet. And in Battle Royals, you don't tend to. But I guess what you get by winning this Battle Royal is you guarantee you get to choose your opponent. And of course, the opponent, the tag team partner doesn't have to come from this Battle Royal. You can choose whoever you want on the Raw Women's roster as Tamina eliminates Sasha Banks. That's a big elimination as Shayna has Carmella up and Tamina celebrates to the crowd as she eliminates Sasha Banks. And we're down to 5. Naomi, Tamina, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Baszler. Miss Money in the Bank is still in there. She's getting pounded by Carmella as Tamina and Dana go at it. Naomi just taking a bit of a rest now, but Carmella's not going to let her rest. Tamina launches Dana Brooke up. Right hand, and Tamina is feeling it now. That elimination of Sasha Banks. I said at the start about how much of a favourite you could make Tamina, as Naomi did go for the top rope, but she hangs on and Carmella's attention was diverted by Shayna as Carmella now is trying to get this Money in the Bank out the ring. She's got her on the top rope, Carmella. This will be a big elimination as Tamina Samoan drop on Naomi. And Shayna fights off Carmella and stays in the match as Dana Brooke will now go and try and work. And we've got a slight team up here with Dana Brooke and Carmella, but it hasn't lasted long as now Tamina goes after Dana Brooke. One of these 5 will get to choose their tag team partner at the pay-per-view. And I mean, whilst we've got a bit of a delay in any sort of eliminations. As I say that though, Tamina has got Dana Brooke against the ropes. So I'll come back to what I was about to say in a minute. As Tamina could get a second elimination of the match as Dana Brooke is ejected and Shayna's on the top rope. That's dangerous as Carmella has seen that. And Shayna's on the top rope and luckily she's fought off. But Dana Brooke is eliminated. We're down to 4. Tamina, Carmella, Naomi and Shayna. As Tamina now has Naomi and was going for another elimination, but Naomi fought her off. And for running Bulldog. But what does that opening segment we saw on this Raw? Edge came out to address the fans and got taken out by The Miz. The Miz has made his intentions clear. He wants a bit of Edge. And it's one way to get a title shot in WWE. If you can antagonise the champion enough, they will grant you a title shot. And is that a title match we will see down the line? The Miz attacking Edge. Obviously, we've still got... What does Brock Lesnar make of all this? He's the guy who lost to Edge last night at Money in the Bank. So there's a lot of moving parts in the WWE title picture. But The Miz has definitely stated a claim with his attack on Edge tonight. There's a little leg drop there from Tamina. Naomi on Shayna. And Tamina takes some time out to talk. And maybe it wasn't the best idea now as Shayna is going to try and Tamina asleep. And this is not a bad idea. The bigger competitor, and Shayna is just choking her out. I don't think Tamina's going to tap. Shayna's going to let go, but that will do some damage. That will do some serious damage to Tamina. As now Naomi goes to try and work on Shayna Baszler. Tamina's down. Carmella's stunned in the middle of the ring. Shayna gets out of that move by Naomi, and Carmella goes back on Naomi. Naomi for Russian leg sweep. And Shayna pulls Tamina over the top rope and went to try and eliminate her as Tamina held on, and Tamina fought off Shayna Baszler and rakes the nails down the back and an uppercut there to Shayna. Naomi and Carmella as well. It's a little switcheroo there. Naomi goes over to Shayna. Carmella and Tamina's. Naomi has Shayna Baszler up, but Shayna fights out, holds on, and sends Naomi to the mat. Carmella has Tamina now in the corner. Elbows, flurry of elbows as Shayna flies in as well. And now Shayna's going to try and eliminate Tamina. Almost tag team offense there by Carmella and Shayna. Interesting as Shayna has eliminated Tamina. And now Naomi has Carmella. Oh, and launches her on the top rope, but doesn't go over. We're down to 3. Shayna Baszler now with Naomi. Has her up and drops her. That's Carmella trying to play up to the fans. Shayna now will go for Carmella. Launch her into the corner. Shayna Baszler, I think, has 2 or 3 eliminations up. I'm losing count. But Tamina was a big one to get rid of because she has had a couple of eliminations herself, including Sasha Banks. It's a huge elimination, really, when you think about it. Again, I talked about Tamina being one of the favourites, but Sasha Banks would have to be as well, just considering her ability. As the scissors kind of move on Shayna Baszler there by Naomi is Carmella has Naomi up and drops her on the top rope as well. You need to get them over the top rope. That will not be enough. Naomi fights off Carmella. Drop kick by Carmella. We're down to 3. Which of these 3 will be in the tag team title match at WrestleMania Backlash? As Carmella's looking for a finisher here. Oh, she's going for the submission hold on Naomi. We saw this from Shayna. Maybe that weakened Tamina to eliminate her. And she's got it on Naomi. I mean, Naomi can tap if she wants. It won't make a difference. This is a battle royal. Carmella lets go, but Naomi must have been weakened from that. Shayna now goes to work on the other arm, and Naomi must be in some pain now as Shayna and Carmella, probably the 2 that have probably teamed up the most in this match. If anything, again, not really, because they're going back at it again now. This really is every woman for themselves. All of these women want a chance at winning gold. Becky Lynch stands atop the throne of the Raw Women's Division, but there is a tag team title belt up for grabs, the Inter-brand belt. The winner faces a team from SmackDown to be decided over the next few weeks on SmackDown. Also, coming up, our main event tonight, actually, on the women's division there, we have got a fatal 4-way match to announce a #1 contender for WrestleMania Backlash. And we will find out who will be the next, or the first, challenger for Becky Lynch. That is coming up later, and we will also bring you, as always, the highlights of the other matches that took place today. As Carmella has Naomi on the top rope. And Carmella, I think she's going to eliminate Naomi. We're down to 2 is Shayna and Carmella. And Carmella's just limited Naomi. Now she's on Shayna. Carmella is firing. And Carmella has momentum. She needs to take advantage of this momentum. She needs to try and get Shayna over the top rope. Oh, Shayna's got reversal in. And now Carmella's on the rope. Shayna has Carmella up for the power slam. Shayna Baszler is going to power slam Carmella out of the ring. And Shayna Baszler has won Money in the Bank, and she's won a Battle Royal in back-to-back nights. And she's missed Money in the Bank. She has a guaranteed title shot for the Raw Women's title. She gets now to choose her partner to go for the Women's Tag Team titles. We move on now. This is RK Bro against the Dirty Dogs. As we go to end of this match, there's a super kick by Ziggler on Orton. As RK Bro come out to lose, but Riddle comes in, breaks it up, and now we've got all 4 men in the ring, although Rude isn't doing too much at the moment. Riddle working on Ziggler now. Ziggler though fights off Riddle. As Randy's still down from that super kick by Ziggler. Now Ziggler will pick also up Riddles out of the ring. Ziggler transfers into the mat. He will bring in Robert Roode. Again, we know the tag team champions are the Hurt Business. And any sort of win here for either of these teams will be big in the tag team division as Roode is going for the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And the Dirty Dogs have beaten RK Bro. I mean, a lot of damage was done. We saw the super kick by Ziggler before. Orton never got up from that. And Ziggler... Roode got the win for his team as they... Riddle try to console Orton, but the Dirty Dogs not having it. They kick Riddle out of the ring as Roode goes to work on Orton. He's the one who pinned Orton, and the Dirty Dogs have won the match. And they're not finished there. They've had enough of RK Bro, but the Dirty Dogs get the win there. Let's move on to our next match. So we saw Santos Escobar take on Ricochet. We saw Legado del Fantasma beat the Mysterios in a 3-on-2 handicap match at Money in the Bank. As Escobar, the code breaker on Ricochet, going in for the pin. 1, 2, and Ricochet just about gets out. I think he cut Ricochet open as well with that code breaker. Escobar, again, he had his pride took a hit last night. Oh, sorry, no, it didn't. It took a hit of confidence with that victory over the Mysterios, as now he is lining them up for his pile driver type move on Ricochet. Escobar in on the pin. 1, 2, and 3, and that's a big win for Escobar, as I'm sure he'll still have one on the Mysterios. I will be surprised if he's finished with Rey and Dominic just yet, Escobar, but a big win over Ricochet as he rolls out of the ring. He knows he's being... Look at that blood on his face by Ricochet. Escobar's got the win, and I'm not quite... No, look at his face. He's not done there. A win's not enough. We saw the Dirty Dogs attack RK Bro. Now we're seeing Escobar attack Ricochet. There's something in the water tonight. We saw the miss attack Edge. So it's the third attack of the show as Escobar launches Ricochet into the steps. And he wants to send a message. And he has done. So we move on now to Shelton Benjamin of the Hurt Business against Kevin Owens. This is a tables match. So we've had a bit of back and forth between Owens and Lashley. Obviously, we saw the match at Money in the Bank last night. They're still not done, and they still want to prove they're better than one another. So they're going to take on a couple of tables matches over the next few weeks. As a pop-up powerbomb by Owens to send Shelton through the table. Owens beats one member of the Hurt Business here in a tables match. And I think we may see some more back and forth between Owens and Lashley. But message sent from Kevin Owens, that rivalry is yet to be done. I'm sure we'll see more of that in the coming weeks. As we can now move on to our main event. I mentioned we had a fatal 4-way match to decide the number 1 contender for Becky Lynch's Raw Women's title. And the first woman involved in this match is the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans. We know Shayna Baszler is Miss Money in the Bank. She is also going for the tag team titles at Backlash. And I wonder whether she could have some night, if she could win the tag team titles at Backlash, depending on her opponents and her partner. We don't know her partner yet. If she can win the tag team titles and then go on to cash in at Backlash, because the winner of this will go on to Backlash to face Becky Lynch. And it's going to be interesting to see, could Shayna Baszler win 2 belts in one night? We'll wait and see, but Liv Morgan's the next woman out here in this fatal 4-way match. And the third woman to come out is the genius of the sky, Io Shirai. Can you think of an Io Shirai Becky Lynch match for the belt? That would be something special. And this is Io Shirai's chance. A fatal 4-way is a good opportunity here for someone to get a number 1 contender spot and be the first challenger for Becky Lynch. And last but not least in this match is Ripley. What a fatal 4-way match this is, and what a women's division we've got here on Raw. We've just seen those 8 women compete in a Battle Royal. We've then now got these 4 in a fatal 4-way, and we've got Becky Lynch. this has been a very women's division heavy episode of Raw, and it's just showcasing the talent on the Raw women's division. As Becky Lynch has got a lot of potential challengers. Regardless of who wins this match, we've got Rhea. We've got Shayna Baszler down the line. We know Shayna Baszler is going to go for it. We've got Sasha Banks was in a Battle Royal, which she hasn't had a one-on-one match yet. Naomi, Carmella, Dana Brooks had a good start to Universe Mode. Nikki A.S.H, just such a strong women's roster. So we see Lacey go after Io, and Rhea and Liv go at it. As Lacey kicks Io Shirai off and takes away her leg. Now Rhea just kicking away at Liv Morgan. Almost Bryan Danielson-esque as she went for the leg drop but missed on Liv. As Io now going to work on Lacey Evans. And this is quite an interesting match. We've got the power of Rhea. Well, really the power of Lacey as well. We've got the speed and agility of Lacey, of Io Shirai, sorry. And just the pure wrestling ability of Liv Morgan here. It's a real interesting balance in this fatal four-way. Again, one pinfall to a finish. There's no eliminations. This is just one pinfall to a finish. So we're going to see pinfalls broken up. We're going to see everyone for themselves. Obviously, is Rhea, big boot on Liv Morgan as Io's got a submission on the ropes on Lacey. I don't think you can tap out on the ropes, but there's obviously no DQ in a fatal four-way match as Io's done some work on Lacey. As Rhea suplex on Io, and the other two have rolled him out, went for the pin, but Io kicks out. Not even a one count there for Rhea. As Io has Rhea up us. Some feat of strength from Io Shirai. She will throw Rhea into the middle of the ring. Lacey and Liv Morgan are down. Io Shirai throws Rhea into the corner. She's taken it to the top rope here. And I wonder what is Io Shirai thinking of here. Again, the two women cannot break it up. I think she's going for a Spanish fly. Spanish fly by on Rhea Ripley. What a move. That's a knee to the face by Lacey Evans. Can't go for the pinfall. The other two women are in the ring. As now Lacey's going up and she wants Liv to get to her feet. Kicks her away. As Lacey went for a dropkick but missed. As Io Shirai has Rhea in the corner again. And again, Io is going to get Rhea up to the top rope. And what is Io Shirai thinking here? I wanted to go for another Spanish fly, you know. This looks like a very similar setup. As she is, Io Shirai with a second Spanish fly in a matter of moments. And Rhea Ripley has taken some punishment there. I mean, that'll do some damage to Io Shirai as well. But spectacular from Io Shirai, showing off her athleticism. Two Spanish flies on Rhea Ripley. As Rhea rolls out of the ring and will need some time to recuperate as Liv rolls out as well. Now Io, she has Lacey up and onto her knee. And Io's going up. Look how quick she is to that top rope. Io Shirai, Lacey Evans is getting up there. I wonder if she's looking for the moonsault. But Lacey got up as Lacey hits the roundhouse kick to the midsection. And a standing moonsault on Io Shirai. As Rhea and Liv Becky back to their feet. We're back to 4 now in the ring. They're doing a bit of Lacey Evans by the looks of it. Oh, and I don't know quite what Liv Morgan did there. An absolute botch as she is stood on Lacey Evans right now. I don't quite know what happened there for Liv. I think Liv might be stuck. Good old WWE 2K there. A bit of a botch. But got Rhea and Io in the ring. Liv and Lacey on the outside as Rhea is going to go for the camel clutch on Io Shirai. Definitely enough to make Io tap out, especially with Liv breaking it up. Taking no chances, Liv Morgan. Does want to lose her opportunity at going for the Raw title. As Rhea there drops onto the knee. Lacey working away on Rhea Ripley. Knocking it to the ground. Wasn't quite the woman's right, but a powerful punch. She's now going for a choke slam on Liv Morgan. And I mentioned the power of Lacey Evans. A choke slam on Liv Morgan. Very impressive as Liv's trying to go off the ropes and did not work as the other two were going on at each other. So now Rhea puts... Oh, there's a big slap to the chest of Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley wants to show off her power. And the power off of Lacey Evans, but Io Shirai gets involved. And will send Actually, Rhea sent Io Shirai down. Lacey now has Rhea up, and Rhea turns around into a DDT. As Liv just can't get involved. Liv is trying to get involved and just can't. And she keeps missing her springboards, Liv. That's the third one now she's missed. And so far she's felt like the fourth competitor. She hasn't struggled to get involved as Lacey hits the woman's right on Liv Morgan. 1, 2. And I think she may have had it there, but Io Shirai broke it up. And it's only a 2 count as Lacey now going for a deadeye on Io Shirai. Both women are down. Lacey's not going to go for the pinfall. She's going to go for a woman's right on Io Shirai. And go for, I think Liv Morgan's back to her feet. 1. Liv Morgan breaks up, and that's 2 women's rights by Lacey Evans. And I think she may have had 2 free counts if it weren't for other competitors in this match. Lacey Evans, I think, had the match won twice there. But we saw Io Shirai first, and then Liv Morgan break up the pinfalls. So now got Rhea and Io in the ring as knees to the gut of Io Shirai. Lacey and Liv on the outside. Again, as Rhea's going for a submission hold on Io Shirai, and the other 2 are on the outside. This is her finisher. Can she make Io Shirai tap? Maybe she would have, but Lacey Evans breaks it up. And I think Lacey and Rhea about the only team not to receive a finisher so far. Io and Liv, I think, have received at least 1 each. I think maybe a couple for Io. And I think they're the 2 with the most damage. And they'd be the 2 you'd be looking to get your pinfall on. Just as I say that, Rhea's going for the riptide on Lacey Evans, but Liv Morgan's right there. 1, 2, and Liv, I thought she was going to run in and dive and may have missed it. She composed herself, broke up the pinfall as Lacey took the riptide. I thought Rhea was going for another riptide there, but a suplex. So she's working on the legs, and we've seen that submission hold by Rhea, that leg submission hold she does. And she's actually looking for it now. I just mentioned it. She did some work on Lacey's legs, and the other 2 are still down. Is Rhea going to make Lacey Evans tap here? Io Shirai has got back in, and I think Lacey was about to tap. I saw Lacey's hand go up. I think Rhea Ripley had Lacey Evans there submitted, but Io Shirai broke it up, and we carry on in this fatal 4-way. What action we've got here. This match has been won at least 2 or 3 times now. As Rhea drives Io Shirai into the corner. Again, foot to the throat as Liv comes back in. Lacey's Liv taunting. She wants Rhea to come to her, but Rhea is not paying attention and will slam. Oh, actually, tell you what, this is why she wanted her. She hits her with a kind of codebreaker style move by Liv Morgan. It's done enough. 1, 2. No, Lacey Evans just gets there. I think that might have been 3 by Liv. She wanted Rhea to get to her feet and come and meet her in the middle of the ring, and then she hit her with that move off the ropes. And I think she may have had the freak out if it wasn't for Lacey Evans with a last minute save. And I think now, maybe all claim that they've got this match won. Maybe not Io Shirai yet, but they all have a claim now. But go on to face Becky Lynch at Backlash. As Io sends Rhea over the top rope. Trying to dispatch her, but Rhea fights back. Oh, Lacey! It's a serious right hand there to Liv Morgan as Liv fighting back with a slap. What a main event this has been, by the way. And what a battle royal we saw earlier as Rhea again going for that submission on Io Shirai. Lacey's on the top rope trying to take out Liv. And thank God Liv got out of the way with that, because that might have been a submission if Liv had got taken out, because Lacey Evans was focused on Liv Morgan. And I think Rhea may have just had Io Shirai tapping out there. As Rhea goes to the top rope, and she dives to the outside of an elbow drop on Lacey Evans. High risk from Rhea Ripley. We don't see that very often, and the impact that must have had. A competitor of her size diving from the top rope with an elbow drop onto the outside. We're down to Liv and Io Shirai in the ring. As Io drives the knees into the midsection. And she goes top rope again. She wants that moonsault. Is Liv Morgan too far away? I think she might be. Io Shirai is a bite in time. She's going to go for an elbow drop though. She's hit an elbow drop on Liv Morgan. She's going to try another corner now. Is she going to go for the moonsault? Again, I think she's too far away as we've still got Lacey and Rhea brawling on the outside. Another elbow drop by Io Shirai. As Lacey throws Rhea back into the ring. There's a third elbow drop. This time Liv saw it come in. As Lacey Evans goes for the dead eye on Rhea Ripley. And as the referee wipes his brow, he's had a tough day. As Lacey, woman's right on Rhea Ripley. This is it. 1, 2. But no, it's a kick out by Rhea Ripley. And the other two were too busy fighting. They weren't breaking that pinfall up. And Lacey Evans can't believe that didn't get Rhea Ripley for the 3 counts. Ripley replies with a massive suplex as a head scissor takedown by Liv Morgan as Rhea is trying to flip to the crowd and Liv now working away on Rhea. Kicks to the face, punch to the arm. Fair play to Liv Morgan here with almost like a rock bottom type move there on Rhea Ripley. As Liv and Io Shirai square up, and I think Lacey Evans thought she had it there. That was a real opportunity, women. Fights each other's a big boot by Rhea on Liv. We'll send Liv to the outside of the ring. We're now down to just Rhea and Io Shirai as Rhea plants Io Shirai in the middle of the ring. Not go for the pinfall, we'll just do some more damage to the face of Io Shirai. As she's now going back to that submission hold again. She's got it in on Io. Is Io going to tap Lacey Evans? We need a bracelet. Is she going to get there in time? Lacey Evans does get there with a punch to the midsection and breaks up the pinfall attempt by Rhea Ripley. And Rhea should really have focused on getting rid of Lacey Evans there if she wanted to get that 3 count. Because Io we're down for 3 after that submission hold. But Lacey Evans was there to break it up, and poor ring awareness there by Rhea, who is now going for the Riptide on Lacey Evans. Riptide! But Io's back up again. She's going for the pin, but Io's right there. 1! And it's only a 1, and Liv was back in as well. But she hit the Riptide on Lacey Evans. But another broken pinfall. There's Oblivion by Liv Morgan on Rhea Ripley. 1, not even a 1, because Io Shirai was stood there waiting to break it up, as I think that's Liv's first finishers. Io, it drives her into the back of the knee. And now, is she going for the moonsault now? Is this Io Shirai's type moonsault? She didn't get all of it, but she did hit Liv Morgan. She's going to go for the pinfall. 1, 2, and a kick out by Liv. She didn't get all of the moonsault. I think that's what saved Liv Morgan. Rhea had Lacey Evans on her shoulders and could not stop that to break up the pinfall. And I wonder if Io had hit that moonsault flush on, whether she would have got the 3 count on Liv Morgan. You'd like to think so, as now we're down to Io and Rhea in the ring. Oh, she drives the knee into Rhea's face, and you can see the agony Rhea's in now. Lacey and Liv are down. We've got 2 in the ring. And you'd think if one of them get an opportunity to hit a finisher with 2 of them in the ring, that would be enough to see the match over, because they've all taken such damage in this match so far. I don't think there's anyone that wouldn't be down for a 3 count with another finisher now. I think we're at that point in this match as Rhea sends Io on the outside and might try and get her back in the ring now. She just takes opportunity while the other 2 are down. They're getting back to their feet though, Lacey and Liv. You can see both of them getting back up. As Rhea goes back for that submission hold, but the other 2 are back in the ring and they're not going to allow her to try and submit Io. She drives Io down. Liv sends Lacey into the corner. Liv Morgan going for a bulldog off the turnbuckle and going for the pinfall, but Rhea's straight there to break it up. Not having any of that, as Io and Rhea now going back at it. Io sends Rhea into the corner. We've got Liv and Lacey here. Oh, and Lacey threw Liv into Io Shirai. Io was going for a running move on Rhea Ripley. Rhea sends Io to the outside. Now it's just Lacey and Liv, and I don't think that's a good move by Rhea Ripley to leave 2 alone in the ring. As Lacey just hammered away on Liv Morgan. But Liv fights out. And here's the Oblivion! There's 2 in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan is going to challenge Becky Lynch. That is all for this week's Raw. We'll be back with the next episode of SmackDown, the first SmackDown after Money in the Bank. We will see you then, guys.